I'm going to get a new rapid peak and won't stop until I do. I'm known for my bullet speed, but I'm really trying to improve on my slow chess. Every day, I will be uploading one rapid game that I play and taking you through my thoughts live, whether I win or lose, until I reach my goal of 2350. Hope you learned something along the way, and stay tuned on my journey to a new rapid peak. Alrighty, we are back after a weekend detox from chess and just a break in general. We're back with day 5. Playing Black, playing against Dark Throne. Okay. Sonic Queen's Gambit going for e4 ideas. What is my familiarity with this? We're gonna find out. Let's just go for knight f6. I believe bishop g5, knight e4 is the move. See how this opening starts off. Okay, going for bishop f4, so we'll just go with c6. Just keep this pawn structure, no knight b5 business on this square. Let's go for a fianchetto. We're just gonna try something different. h4 though, so I'm probably gonna meet it with h5. I don't want my opponent to play h5, because then casting into that attack is very annoying. Okay, so this is going to be an interesting way of developing. Could put my bishop on f5 safely. There's no way to hit it. So probably want to do that before my knight comes in. Yeah, expected. So let's challenge this knight. They might try to go for some f3 g4. Or f3 e4, so I need to be a little bit careful about that, but I think we're safe with knight d7. Okay, they do go for f3. This is their vision, I'm pretty sure. Oh, takes, so we can always go. Oops, that's not how that moves. Bishop e4, maybe. I could take. If I take. If the pawn takes, I was thinking knight d7, maybe hit this pawn, but I don't know if I want to go for that. Okay, what do I want to go for, though? So it's not an easy position to play. I think I don't mind, though, if this happens. And if a g4 happens, going for captures, and even just dropping back to e6 doesn't seem bad. If the bishop takes, though, I can't move this knight. So, what's the plan for that? Because then g4 is still happening. Let's take. If the bishop takes and they go for g4, I can always take and still put my bishop here. Or back. g5, I always have knight h5 maybe. Or I can always play like rook h7, rook g8. Which I might do now, honestly. And maybe try to get rid of bishops quickly. Rook h7, g4, takes. Maybe bishop back or even bishop here. And if they push, I'm okay. So let's just put the rook here. It looks a bit ugly right now. But if I can clear the bishops, maybe get this queen out, maybe even queenside castle, I should be okay. I don't want to get down on time too much. I have learned my lesson, guys. I know not to get down on time. But I haven't learned how to manage the talking with the time yet. That's what I expected. I was going to go for knight e4. And I think I'm happy with that. Maybe I'll regret it. But for now, this is fine with me. So if takes, we'll take with our knight. If g5, well, they have to be careful because their rook's hanging. If a move like... See, if they move for something like rook f1, I also have takes on h4. So they have to be careful. Maybe rook h2. But I might move my knight down to d7. Try to go for a trade. And if they take, I'll take back. Okay, they take there. So we'll take with our knight. They might try to trade and create a passer. I need to activate my queen because these... Now that the bishops are gone, this whole diagonal is very weak. Which I need to try to take advantage of. Because they might try to castle queenside and then push their pawn to become a passed pawn. And that seems like a good plan for them. So my plan should be to get my queen out, queenside castle, and make sure I'm set. So if they go queen d3 to try to castle this way, I might go maybe queen b6, queen a5, because then I'm also on path to castling. But I don't think I want to trade my knight right now for their bishop. So if they offer that, I'm going to try to decline. Yeah, they want to get rid of my knight. But I don't want to if I don't have to. It could be okay if I play queen d6, takes, and then I give a check to get the king out. And then I take back. But is that too short-lived? Because if here takes, check, even if like king d2 and I take back, I just have my queen. My rooks are not in the game. So is it worth the trade just to get the king up in a late middle game where I don't have play with my 2 rooks? I don't know. I don't think so. But then what? Maybe knight d6, but then I block this diagonal, which I want that diagonal. So knight f6. But then what's the future of this knight? All these different things to think about. I think I'm going to go knight f6 because I don't want to give up my knight, but I don't want to block this diagonal either. If they ever push a pawn, I can hop here. And if h5, well, the knight doesn't really help stop that. But at least I have the knight still as a piece to attack with. Okay, queen f3. So now they want to castle here. This diagonal's closed up. Queen a5 check, c3. Maybe c3, I'll play queen b6 to hit this pawn. I'd like to castle. Also, maybe queen c7 for e5 would have been a nice idea, but I did not go for that. Let's go queen b6 here to attack this pawn. See how they defend. Okay, so they castle. I'll probably castle. Don't know how much I like castling, but my king's gonna be worse in the center. So we'll just castle. Okay, g5 themselves. I think I'm just putting that on h5. It's not great. I'm kind of giving up that knight in a way because it's trapped there, but it stops h5. My only other plan is like knight d7 for e5, but that's not really that strong of a break. Because I'd have to watch if knight d7, e5, some captures happen, maybe queen f6 or something. I don't know. Queen f6. Don't know. Here they might just go for bishop e2 and just try to get that knight away, and then these pawns are weak. So maybe I have to go back. Let's go back, actually. Yeah, we're going to try something. So h5, if I take, they might play bishop f5 right away, but I have e6, so maybe that's okay. Let's take. They put our king on b8 and try to go for e5. I need some kind of a break myself, because they're just pushing on that queen side. Maybe rook g8. I could play king b8. I think I'm safe to do that. I have no counterplay or no counter attack going. That's not very good. Okay, king b8 with the goal of e5. If I flip this board, it looks so nice for white here. No pressure whatsoever. I need to at least get an e5 for some kind of start. Yeah, I expected. I could try to trade queens. My queen's really not doing anything compared to their queen, and I don't see it doing anything in the foreseeable future. So I might offer them a trade here. Their pawn is isolated, so if I can get it, I'm not complaining. They will probably leave the queen here, though, because if I trade, they help this pawn not be a weakness anymore. They don't trade. Depending on what they do, though, I might try to go for e5. That would be the ideal goal. Not doing terrible on time, but I have to watch my time. Don't want to stay down a minute and a half, because when I dip below 2 minutes, that matters. At least that's my timeline. Okay, what are they gonna do? They can try to stop e5 maybe with, I don't know actually. I don't know how they're gonna stop e5. They're probably trying to prepare something for when I play e5 though. Okay, they disconnected. That would be a way to get a second win in this series, I guess. Okay, they're back. Okay, we're catching up on time though, at least with that. That would not have felt like a great way to win, I'll be honest. Be nice to make some kind of comeback in this endgame. Yeah, they go for that, which is what I expected, the double ups. And I don't want to trade queens, because then that's a really nice structure for them. So I probably want to play e5 myself. And if takes, maybe offer another trade of queens. And try to just keep my rooks solid here. Which, due to time, we can't be thinking too long now. So I'm going to go for it. Again, they don't have to take, but I feel like they probably should. Okay, they don't. But I feel like I have the chance to play e4 now. Which they could just reroute, but I like that pawn structure for me. Although I don't get to trade queens, which is what I wanted. So maybe here, bishop moves and I go queen g3. I need to get this pawn under control. Let's close it up. I'm going to close it up because I don't have the ability to keep tabs of 2 open files right now. Queen g3. Let's hit the pawn. Let's hit the pawn, and I'm pressuring this pawn so I can bring this rook in. My knight's a liability, though, because my queen has moved, so I can't move this rook. Maybe I could play king c7, but then my queen has to stay on this diagonal. Well, it doesn't have to, but I'd feel safer if it did. Queen e1, bishop d1. But then I'm off the diagonal and my knight still can't move. Because if my queen's here, there's no queen e5 when my knight moves. I have to watch these dark diagonals because I have a bunch of pieces on them. Yeah, I can't defend everyone in time. I'd like to have this. Maybe I go, because when this knight moves, queen f6. Goodness, okay, I just need to figure out a move here. Passive. I gotta play. That was a whole minute on this move. That's bad time management there. Okay. And I'm panicking. No time. I missed this. Okay, we won. That was close. Goodness. Okay. I'm very glad that went in my favor, because I would have been a bit sad if it did not. This was a very passive position, but I got very lucky here that they messed up, because it allowed me this tactic of removing this queen here. So if they took, I take here and I'm up the piece. And I was trying to make that tactic work, which is why right here I took 15 seconds. Or was that 14 seconds here? Because I was like, if I go up here and they take, I don't have this move because they just take. And after takes back, they can just take here. Or not even that, actually. They can just take my rook. What am I saying? And I don't have a piece to take this rook. And I'm just down the exchange and it's over. So that's why I took some time. Because I was like, I can't just run the way I wanted to run. Because the whole time I was preparing this escape for my king. But I realized I have to go here because there's a high chance he does take. Because it's the pawn he was going for. And after he takes here, because my king can defend the queen, now only does this tactic work. And I'm the one that wins the piece. Because after this, I'm hitting the rook. So that 16-second calculation mattered, because if I rushed, I wouldn't have been able to win that exchange. So it was a bit of a poor game in terms of just the positional chess, because I got in this kind of position here, but I think it's hard to improve. Even though my moves were fine. Yeah, it's just like barely better for whites. Now it's just equal. Okay, this is probably bad. I probably should have been okay letting go of this knight for the bishop. I thought it had more of a future, but it just didn't. And it ended up causing me some pain. Yeah, here is where I started realizing I was messing up. Because I was like, wait, I'm just helping them get in what they want, and I haven't done anything with my queen. In fact, it's out of the game completely, honestly. It's not active at all. My piece is just isolated, not doing anything. And here you can see it's about plus, well, you can't see, but it's about +1 for whites. So I could tell it was shifting away from me here. This is a big mistake. My opponent should have played h5 to get that passer. Instead they played g5, and now there's no hope of a pass pawn for them. And I should have probably played knight h5 or knight e8 with this computer suggesting knight d7 is the third best move. Yeah, and this was okay. As I figured it was bad. This is not good for me anymore. Now it kind of slips away a bit. So, had they done takes, and then rook h7, this pawn is under some deep trouble. And I can't defend it. And if I try to go here, they can just take. Because once I take with this pin, with this passer, it's just over, basically. So, I have to give up my knight. So this would have been a winning play for my opponent. This is still good for them. Here they have to do the same thing, which they did. All of this was good for my opponent. Here, if you're still watching this far, pause the video and find the win for white here. Because there's a win. They threw the game with rook takes f7, letting black win. Oh, it just showed the answer. Okay. But rook h8 wins the game. Because obviously I can't block with my queen, and if I play a move like that, this is checkmate. So I give up the queen or I get mated. So they went from having basically mate in 2 or winning my rook and queen to throwing the game and letting black win. So that's kind of crazy. Time trouble, tactics. It's, yeah. And we were both so focused on this pawn. Me to make sure this tactic worked. Him to try to go for this play. And win the knight on d7. That this tactic was missed. So If I didn't have this is the only trick up my sleeve in this position. If I didn't have it, would have lost the game. So, alright, we gotta win though. Stay tuned for tomorrow's game. I don't know why I thought this was the move. It looked natural.